So, you have a pineal gland in your center of your brain that has small crystals in it. It's pineal meaning pine cone. The Vatican, they know about that. They have a giant pine cone out front. The Pope, he has a giant pine cone on top of his staff. I don't want you to know about it, but that's what it is. It's the pineal gland, which is right in the center of the brain, right here, straight back. The mind's when you see things in your mind's eye, you visualize. So you want to create through that with emotion. You have to use emotion and thought. You have to decalcify it because fluoride calcifies all the crystals and everything. So there's fluoride in the water, it's in everything. Soda, everything. They put it in. So what you want to do is get distilled water, get a little osmosis machine, like 52 bucks, countertop, spring water, organic foods, such like that, right? It's in everything. So then you want to study quantum physics, quantum mechanics. You can read the book A Walk in the Physical. It's free. Just go online. And any of this stuff about pineal gland or fluoride, just Google it or go YouTube tutorial. You'll learn about that. Okay. So number one law is mentalism. Number two is correspondence. Number three is vibration. Number four is polarity. Number five, rhythm. you know, Number six is cause and effect. Number seven is gender. And number eight is them all combined and put into action. Number eight, a lot of people don't know about that. Number eight, law of the universe, law of attraction, and all that. So, like number one, okay, it's law of vibration, basically. It's everything is made up of molecules vibrating at different frequencies, different speeds. So we're not solid, we're made up of atoms, right? Electrons, neutrons, protons, quarks, Higgs boson particle, smaller and smaller, which is, micro universe, the macro universe, same thing. Planets going around the sun, same idea, right? And when I was a kid, I thought constellations looked like the neurons in the mind of God, right? I also thought that the continents, you got the Americas over here, and Africa, and Europe and such. 1965, I thought, well, they look like a puzzle, like they were put together and then pulled apart. And my teacher said, no, it just looks that way. Now they find out that's exactly what it is, right? Because when you're a kid, you know everything when you're born. You have the knowledge of the universe, the mind of Einstein, basically within you. As people get older, they don't believe in things. They're doubtful. You're old, right? So anyway, the number two is the law of attraction. Okay, so law of attraction, on Earth as it is in heaven. The pyramids and the Nile are exact mirror replica of the Milky Way and the three stars of Orion in the center. They're set up exactly the same in a mirror effect. You know, yeah. The Egyptians, they knew about that. They knew about that stuff, right? Way back in the day. So, constellations, planets, atoms, um, causes a constant frequency like a tuning fork. A visualizing vibe with feeling, quantum leap, space-time continuum, ether of space, solidified into concrete realities, the paradigm, and you ask and you shall receive, believing you've already have it, right? You know, so that is the key. And also, number three is all is duality. All is dual in nature. Everything's jumping constantly, vibrating. Everything. It's energy. It's not really solid. So like Schrodinger's cat, right? So when you look at something, you change it. Yeah. So exactly, right? And if you look at something, your molecules have lined up with its molecules. We're all molecules. We're like a drop in the ocean, an ocean in the drop. It's the same thing. If you had a whole bunch of pearls and you're the one, it's reflecting all the other pearls inside of it. Like this chandelier. I built this out of some lead crystals and some wire, right? And one crystal is reflecting all the others. These are lead crystals. But like I say, All in nature is duality. And back to law number two, correspondence, right? So, everything is corresponding. It's all, like I said, the planets and such. And the number four is polarity, okay? So, in polarity, you got hot and cold, right? They're all the same thing, just different degrees. You go hot, cold, but they're all degrees of the same thing. Dark, and all the way over to light. Hate, love. People, oh, I got a hate love relationship. Yeah, because it's just different degrees of the same thing. So it's all one. It just seems the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So that's like hot and cold, all that, right? You know, and when you're observing atoms in nature, that atom will stop and do something different drastically than what it would have. And that's a fact. I mean, scientists are proving that all on. They proved so many things. I mean, science right now is proving all the theories from way back, like thousands and thousands of years ago, right? Five, like I say, is rhythm, rise and fall. The tides go in and out. It's like a pendulum, things swing. But you can have the power to jump off that and like in 1916, we're not doing, have a war, okay. So then the Roaring Twenties, right, happened, right? Everything's cool. Then, the 30s are kind of a depression. People are broken, and oh, what happens? World War II. There were 1938. People were already in World War II, and then economy's booming in the 50s and 60s. In the 70s, man, after Vietnam, gas prices went up and stuff, right? And like I say, things swing. But that pendulum, you can jump off and leap and hang on to the areas that you want, what you like. You don't have to. You can just jump off, man. It's like everything changes, but you can escape it by neurologic. Just trust me, you can escape it, man. So, and six is cause and effect, right? If I push you, you're gonna fall down. It's cause and effect, right? So you got number six. They got action equals results. Results equal actions. That's what it is. It's cause and effect. For example, I have sex, and then 9 months later, there's a baby. There's a cause, and then 9 months later, there's an effect. It might be a month. It might be 9 months. I mean, not for the baby, but for other things, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. There's a cause and effect. When it happens, it depends on you mostly. So number seven is gender. Everything is male and female. You have two halves of your brain. Me, the left half of my brain is masculine. It controls my right hand. I'm right-handed. The left hand of your brain is feminine, and everybody has degrees of this, right? And you can take both hemispheres of the brain and synchronize them, through once again vibrations. You get like a 40 hertz, and sound waves. Sound waves can change the shape of sand, water, all kinds of stuff. Everything's vibrating, jumping, right? All the time, right? So you got logic and nurture. You got aggression and war, right? You got intuition and caring, nurturing. So it's everything in the world is male and female, And I'm not saying that on a sexual basis. It's just a mental and physical, not physical basis, mental. Like, Schrodinger's cat. You're observing something. You study it. Google that. Go on a YouTube tutorial. Okay. Eight is when you combine all of these things together and you take action. Yep. Because you look within, not without. The kingdom of heaven is within you. That's what we're told. Yeah, I'm the great I am. It's in you. You are everybody, and everybody's you. That's why I say, hey, treat your neighbor like you would yourself, because that's what you're doing. You curse somebody, you're really cursing yourself. Man, you got to forgive them. You're forgiving yourself and allowing that to happen, because everybody, we all have the mind of Einstein, baby. Right? So, you know what? We're born with knowledge. Infants are born with knowledge. I'm telling you right now. because we're like containers. We're like a vessel. Like if you had a bottle of hard liquor, it's a container. If it broke, the little spirits evaporate up out of it. It's the same thing. This is a vessel. It's a container. It's like a little robot. You can use it, man. So redeem your ticket, because you are the great I am. I am the I in universe. You are the you in universe. We are, we, verse by verse, right? So we are the world. And let me tell you, so 8, it's the seed of light. It's all 7 things combined. You take action, you focus, you care, and care is not compassion. Care is a feeling in the heart, the mind, the gut. You think. You're combining all 7 laws. It's a generator, basically. What you got here is, people, knowledge is power. No, knowledge is not power. The action of the knowledge is power. The courage. Cowards don't act and take action. They just kick back. You got to take action. That's the ticket. There's the letter G in this, and you might see it in the Masons have like a G. It stands for Genesis, geometry, God. It's the generator. I'm telling you right now. It's the genitive principle. So, like a woman, she bought a board. She's homeless. She bought it so she could build a house. She's showing an action that believes and convinces herself and others and the whole universe, this is what is going to happen. And it does. You think, I'm in the car wreck? You will. You think, oh no, I'm going to get this job. And you do, because you brought it about. You brought it through action, cause and effect. It's very similar, right? So the thing is, you got to take action and take action. Put that, like if you read a book and you don't apply it, it's not going to do anything. You just wasted your time, man. Like I say, So she built the house. She was convinced, right? So you treat your neighbor like you treat yourself, because that's what you are. Yeah, yeah. All these things people known for thousands of years, man. I'm telling you. So science proves all things lately, like the Higgs boson particle, right? The kingdom is within. It's within you, in your pineal gland, the great I am. So many people, you know, were created in His image all over the universe. There's multiverse too, and there is parallel universes. We're in this one, so stay with me on this, right? But other people's, I mean, you might think, oh yeah, flying saucers, hey, it's created the image, 2 eyes, a nose, ears, a mouth, you know, the arms, legs, everything's the same, basically, and that is science, proving itself. Like the only way through the Father is through the Son. Yeah, yeah. The great I am, I am. It's within you. Yeah, Jesus said, hey, don't they bring the disciples. We're not letting the kids come around your children. Say, wait, don't bother. No, these children are like the kingdom of heaven. Let them come near me, because only people with a mind like that can enter into that realm. Because children, they still believe in magic, they believe in miracles. When they get older, they're doubting and all that. So he knows this. And like the Garden of Eden, it's been proven. They found with satellite, there's the rivers. There's Pishon, Gahan, Hittadel, which is the Tigris, and the Euphrates, which is Frey. And they found the dried up rivers underground, right? So it's in Iraq. Yep, that's where it's at. So, and they found, Sodom and Gomorrah. They found the burnt, all the crispy charcoal. They found all kinds of walls and the Great Flood. They found seashells way up, like thousands of, tens of thousands of feet, hundreds of thousands of feet, thousands up in the mountains, like seashells from the ocean, right? So science is proving all these things daily as we speak. So yeah, the hippies are right. There's no guilt. We're love and joy and freedom. I guess the hippies were right, man, because they must. But then they took too much LSD. So did Jesus have a church? No. Did Jesus change money and charge money to people? No. Did he accept money? Yes. Did he beat up the money changer? Yeah, he made a whip and turned over their money change and started beating. He's like, you got like, okay, so you got like anger and humor and love and sadness. These are all our traits. We are created in the image. Anger with the money changers, humor. Hey, this guy, we made wine. He waits to bring out the good wine after they've drank the cheap wine. Most people wait till they get drunk, then bring out the cheap wine. Yeah, but he knew that he actually made the wine, right? First miracle. And love, uh, like I said, we are love, freedom, and joy. Sadness, yeah, he was on the cross. He was like, can you take away this, you know, cup of bitterness? Well, yeah, crying, sadness, it's all these emotions are given to us. They're through the creative. And, it's the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. And they're like, well, how could that be so? Well, you have a mind, a body, and a soul. They can all be separated with just one bullet, right? So anyway, uh, so the thing is, yes, did Jesus teach in a church? Did he have a church? No. Did he teach the rich? Rarely. Did he teach the poor? Most of the time. And, he hardly ever, I mean, he would accept money, of course. So, the great I am, the creative, the I am, he said, look under a rock, I'm there. Yeah, everywhere. I mean, inside you, outside. It's everywhere. Like I said. So children, they expect miracles. There's no doubting or fear or guilt with them. So you get the micro and the macro. Earth as it is in heaven, atoms, planets, constellations. It's all the same laws and principles. And they say no sin is greater than another. People kill like 100 people or steal a cracker because you're starving, and you can be forgiven. It's a clean slate because no sin is greater than the other. They're all acceptable and forgiven. If a man steals your jacket, give him your cloak. Treat your neighbor like you want to be treated. Yeah, because that's who it is. We're all here in the ocean of the universe. The drop in the ocean in the drop. You want to be treated just like you treat your neighbor. And mathematics are the alphabet in which God has written the universe. So, check my other clip. I got some other ones. Motivational speeches. Forgive others because others are us and we win. So that's how it is. Infinite, the alpha, the omega, limitless. you know the weather, like 2012, I got back from the Caribbean and I don't like rain, cold. So I'm like praying, please, let's have a drought. It was the biggest drought in all recorded history in Napa Valley in mankind. 2013, I did it again because I don't want to be cold and wet. 2013, we beat that record. It was the biggest record in history, right? And then I'm like moving back to the Caribbean again because it's 2014. There was an earthquake, crushed my house. They said because the ground was too dry. Sorry, you know. So I'm like in the coffee shop at Geneva, and I tell the people there, and they're still around. Monica, you could ask her. And I'm in there, and I'm like, well, I'm leaving now. The floodgates can open and flood and drown. I don't care. Boom! Lightning hit and thunder immediately. The whole parking lot in Napa at Geneva Deli was underwater. It was a flood, man. I'm leaving. I'm out of there, right? I left. Pretty soon, the lakes were at 110%. They'd never been that deep with water. It was overflowing, more than ever, right? So I'm gone for a year and a half. And I come back 2016. I'm not going to change the weather anymore, right? But yeah. The power is within you. It's the great I am. We are, you know. So yeah. And the Old Testament, they took out about 47 books of the old and rewrote the other ones, right? You know, including the book of Enoch that was taken out as well. And all people have access to God, but and no church can tell you difference. Gentiles and Jews are now welcome. Yeah, everybody. So, through them, the only way. You must be, somebody say you must be a Baptist or you must be baptized in my church. Seventh-day Adventist, oh, you can't go to heaven unless you're baptized in my church. Jehovah's Witness, you can't be. Yeah, that's not true. And, the Catholics and such, they say, oh, no, you have to be with us or you can't go. That's wrong, man. It's like kingdom of heaven's within you. You have it. You know, you change the vibe, you change the tribe, baby. You know who you're around. You want to surround yourself with positive people. Check my other videos, motivational, right? Yeah. Change your attitude, you can change your latitude, right? Unless you're happy, then stay there. And I'm saying that as a good thing. If it is, stay there. Don't. You're on the right track. You know, I'm telling you. Like I say, you know, you change the frequency, you change the vibration. It's like tuning a radio set. I'm 107.1. Boom. That's pretty much it. Thanks, and we're out of here.